It would seem as though mindfulness is a buzzword these days. Morning routines, night routines, habit trackers, hydration, breathing, yoga, being present. All of these are trends on the uptick right now, which is great. But what is mindfulness? What's the common thread lacing each of these items together? And why should you incorporate and practice mindfulness in your day-to-day life? Mindfulness is a bit difficult to grasp at first because it's both a mentality and a whole slew of intentional techniques and practices. Mindfulness can be defined as paying attention on purpose, in the present, and non-judgmentally to the unfolding experience moment by moment. It requires patience, nurturing trust, non-striving, acceptance, and letting go. It's all about what thought patterns you choose to invest in. So, when someone says they practice mindfulness, what they mean is that they intentionally partake in activities or habits that will strengthen their mind to allow for more focus and control over their attention, which in turn allows for more control over themselves. This control doesn't come by force or with judgment. Instead, it only comes from letting go. One might ask then, why mindfulness? What about mindfulness should convince me to adopt some of the habits and mentalities that come along with it? Mindfulness improves almost every aspect of your life, which I realize is a bold statement. But it's scientifically proven to support working memory, improve quality of sleep, enhance relationship satisfaction, reduce stress, help with chronic pain, in some cases lower blood pressure, decrease emotional reactivity, and increase empathy. I encourage you to look into some of the research that's being done on this topic right now. It's pretty incredible. Mindfulness also has holistic benefits as well, the biggest one being a general heightened awareness of one's thoughts, feelings, and actions, which means that those who practice mindfulness are oftentimes more aware of the moments that they're living in as they come and go, taking advantage of what little time we have to live. Okay, so we now have a general idea of what mindfulness is and why it's relevant to each of us. So what are some habits that I can use to be more mindful, as they say? While there are many, many ways that one can be mindful, here are 4 techniques that lots of people use. Breathing is perhaps the most popular, largely because it's the most accessible and applicable. Basically, you can refocus yourself in the moment when you concentrate on the rhythm of your breath. By doing this, you slow down your thoughts and practice controlling them. And this is essentially what meditation is: sitting, breathing, and when your mind wanders, bringing it back. People often do this for a time session. For instance, I meditated for about 10 minutes this morning. 5 minutes is a pretty good starting point, though. And be patient with yourself because your mind will wander. It's about being persistent and consistent and bringing it back. Sensations are also a valuable tool of mindfulness. Focusing on the 5 senses is a great way to ground yourself and bring yourself out of your head and into your body. A quick exercise could be notice 5 things you see, close your eyes and notice 4 things you hear, notice 3 things that you feel, notice 2 smells, and notice 1 taste. Separating thoughts from feelings is a great mindfulness technique, though, and it's not always easy. I like to identify physical indicators of an emotional response, such as a tight chest when I'm angry, to separate myself from the emotion. This allows me to be more intentional when choosing my next action. And then there's movement. Strengthening the mind-body connection is super important because it allows for more intentional living. Yoga is an awesome way to do this. Though these were only brief descriptions of some techniques that one can use to be more mindful, the list of mindfulness habits is ever growing. Because once you realize the goal of mindfulness, you can make almost anything a mindful act simply by honing your attention and adding intention. I encourage you to begin practicing some of the techniques that I discussed. And remember that the key to seeing results is being patient and being consistent.